This is going to be the first step to starting your $1 million AI automation agency for completely free. That way you can start receiving messages like this from your future clients where they're asking you for your Stripe payment to send you the rest of the payment they owe you. I'm going to show you the exact action to take right now, and you can get this done in under 20 minutes, so there's no excuse. We're going to show you step by step how to run N8N on your own personal server for completely free, where you don't have to pay a monthly subscription. N8N is one of the best automation softwares to use right now. We're going to take advantage of N8N's open source code so you can install it on your own server. This is going to enable you to host your own automations 24/7 and not pay a single penny. Remember, this is just the first step, but it's going to save you thousands, I promise you. Let's get into it. Welcome. One of the first things we're going to be doing as far as the technical side of things is just me getting your stuff ready. First thing we're going to do, we're going to learn how to get N8N running on your own local server. It's actually super easy if you just follow the steps that are in the school post, the school course. For this specifically, it's pretty much copy and paste, create some accounts, plug and go, okay? What are these? Render is going to be where you host your N8N. It's actually going to be running the server, pretty simple. Supabase is going to be the database that hosts all the data, accounts, workflows, webhooks, all that. Important, both of them. So what you're going to do, you're just going to follow this guide legend right here. These little black boxes, that's going to represent what you're doing in Render. The green boxes represent what you're doing in Supabase. So all you're going to do, you're just going to go here, click the link to Render, okay? Get into Render, create your account. It's free. Just log in, super simple, okay? And then you're going to go to Supabase. Click on the link, get in here, create your account. Again, it's free. Go ahead, get in there. Once you get in, follow along. We're going to create our first project right here in Supabase, all right? Super simple. Once you log in, you're going to come in here, you're going to press start your project. Super simple. This is actually my live N8N that's running 24/7. What you'll do, yours will be blank, or if you've had this before, you'll have your projects there, but you just press new project right here, okay? You're going to have an organization. Mine's Simple Automates. You'll create your own organization. You're going to make a project name. I'm going to name mine N8N1 because we're just basically making a copy. You can choose a password or you can just generate one and copy it. This is going to be important for later, so make sure you keep track of this no matter what. I always choose the server that's closest to me. In my case, I'm on the East Coast, so I'm going to choose this North Virginia server. Anywhere in the world, just choose the server that's closest to you. Simple enough, right? So we're going to create a new project, and then in Supabase, it's going to go ahead and set up our project for us, okay? It's going to go ahead and arrange everything the way it needs to. You can see it's actually setting up the project loading right here, all right? So next, we're going to go into Render. We're going to go into Render, right? We're going to go into Dashboard. And kind of similar here, right? Except it's just laid out a little bit different. We're going to come here at the top right. We're going to press New, and then we're just going to go to Web Service. Super simple, all right? Now Render makes it super easy for us to follow along. What you're going to do once you get to this page, you're just going to press Public Git Repository, okay? You're going to come back into the school community. You're going to click this GitHub. This is the link to the N8N GitHub. Remember, N8N is an open source software. So that means we're able to access all the files that the software contains under their GitHub. Super nice, right? So nothing to worry about here. Don't mess with any files. You don't got to worry about that. All you're going to do, you come here, you can copy it from the browser, or you can just copy it straight from the school community, whatever you want to do. And then back on Render, we're just going to paste that link. It's really that easy. And then you're just going to click Connect. And then Render is going to know exactly what to do from here. Now, Render is going to go ahead and pre-fill out a lot of the important stuff for us because it's super nice like that. You're going to have some options. You can just start for free. Now, the free server you're going to run, it's got one limitation, and that limitation is when you don't use it after 3 days, it's going to automatically shut off. If that happens, super simple. You just log back into Render, you redeploy the server, easy enough. Ideally, once you get some clients paying you to fulfill some services, just pay that $7 a month, and it's unlimited automation, so you don't have to pay any more than that. It's going to run all the stuff you need to. So if you want to make this process as easy as possible for you, go ahead and join my free school community. The first 100 members won't have to pay a single dime for life. What you'll be able to find is the exact lesson that we're about to go over with right here, but it's going to be way easier for you. You're just going to copy and paste and plug and play. Other than that, you want to do it yourself, no worries. This is still a super simple, easy thing to set up. So when you're in Render and you're setting up your project, you're going to be faced with this page. You don't got to mess with a whole lot of stuff here. You can leave everything exactly as it is. You can rename the project if you'd like to, but really and truly, all you're going to go down here, you're going to see the little, you can go ahead and get the $7 a month plan, We're going to show you how to do this for free, because how we do this in this community is we show you how to do it for free and it scales up with you. Again, don't stress about any of this other stuff. It's all set. It's got the language set to Node.js. It picks that up. It's got the branch. You can leave that at master. Don't mess with it. It's all good. You're going to come down here to environment variables. The one thing you're going to have to do, okay, is you're going to come over here and you're going to copy. Look, you're going to see this environment variables under the render setup. Just copy node version. Just copy it just as it is. Simple enough. You're just going to paste it right there. Make sure you don't leave that space in there if you put it in there by accident. And the value is just going to be 22. There's a couple reasons as to why, but don't worry about it. Just put 22. You'll be good to go. And then you're going to click deploy web service. Render is now going to set up the server with all this stuff in mind. Good deal. So after you initially press deploy on your render server, just let it do its thing. It's going to build out the server. It's going to go ahead and get that version of N8N running for us. It'll probably take anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes. Once it's good, you'll be good to go. All right, so after 5, 10 minutes, whatever, however long it takes, you're going to be faced with this screen. It's going to say your service is live. This is great, cool. All right, we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves though. The next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be heading over to the environment tab right here on render, okay? So if we go back to the lesson, we're following what's inside school. You're going to see where you now have to go back into Supabase, and this is where we're going to go ahead and grab some environment variables we're going to insert into render. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into our Supabase, which is set up our nice, wonderful little database in here. And we're going to go down here to the bottom left. You're going to see project settings, click on that. It's going to open up this little tab. Just go straight to database. You're going to want to have this right here open. We're going to be pulling our information straight from here, okay? Super simple. You don't got to stress about anything other than that. So if you scroll down to the bottom of the lesson, you'll see a really super simple guide to go ahead and create these variables for you. It's going to be copy and paste pretty much, okay? Now follow along. Right here on these green boxes, that's where it's going to be customized specific to you, but don't worry, we'll just be copying from Supabase and plugging it straight into render. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go back into render, okay? And we're going to press edit right here where it says environment variables. We're going to start adding our environment variables. Super simple. It's really easy just to copy and paste it. All you got to do, DB PostgresDB database, we're going to copy that, all right? We'll come back over to render, paste it. I got this little arrow that shows you exactly what to put. Now we don't need to get any customized variables here. We're just copying it straight from the school community, Postgres. That's all you're gonna be pasting right here for the value. And then we're gonna add another variable. This one is gonna be specific to us, okay? But don't worry, we're still just gonna copy and paste this variable name, paste it right here. And for the value, now let's pay attention. We got PostgresDB host. So we come back into Supabase. We're just gonna grab this right here where it says host, copy it, super simple. You're gonna paste that in for the value. Easy peasy. For the next one, same thing, copy and paste. This one's the Postgres password. Copy it, make sure there's no spaces in your copy. If there is, don't worry, just edit it right here. All right, so for password, now this is gonna be the password that you set up, right? And no worries, if you're a silly head like me, you probably forgot or maybe you didn't paste that generated password. Super easy. You just come down here to database password. You can reset it if you forgot it, and you can just regenerate you a new one. Once you do, copy it, make sure you click reset password. Easy as that, okay? So once you have that, it's copied to my clipboard here. Come over here, right here where it says DB Postgres password. We're just gonna go to the value. We're gonna paste that password in, all right? Don't hack me, please. So, and then we're just gonna come here, we're gonna add the variable for post, okay? Now this one is gonna actually be to the port number, which is actually gonna be universal, but we'll still show you how to do it. Just gonna take that, paste it in there, and we're gonna come over here, and we're gonna take this one right here, port, copy it. Go ahead and paste that in for the value. Super simple, super easy. And then we're gonna go to DB Postgres user, and we're just copying that variable. Same thing, see? Super easy. It's like we're programmers, right? But we don't have to be programmers. We just copy and paste nowadays. So for this one, for user, we're just gonna come here. We have a little user section. Copy. Paste that user value. Super simple. The next one's gonna be DB_type. And this one, you don't have to pull from Supabase. It's actually universal. So we just paste that in there for DB_type. If you go down here to the school description, you just copy it. PostgresDB. Paste that in for your value. The last one we're going to do is webhook_URL. Now we don't got to go to Supabase for this one. But where we will get it is actually right here at the top of our render. We're just gonna copy this link right there using those squares. We're gonna copy it. For this webhook underscore URL, we're just pasting that. Simple as it can be right there. So once that's done, you click deploy, all right? We're gonna go back into render, we're gonna press save, rebuild, and deploy. This will take a couple minutes, so just let it do its thing. Go get you some coffee, whatever you gotta do, and hang out, let it build. So you might have to come in here under manual deploy and just press deploy latest commit if it freezes up like it did for me, but no worries. We got our environment variable set. We'll come back here, deploy canceled. See, it kind of froze up on that last deploy, but no worries. Just go there, go into your logs. You're gonna go under manual deploy, and you're literally just gonna press deploy latest commit. So now we're building up the server with all the variables hooked inside the way they need to be. This is gonna make it to where we can go ahead, get our version of N8N hooked up and going, and it's gonna be able to now host and save our automations, and we're gonna be able to create accounts within our version of N8N, and it's gonna save all that stuff in there, just like it was the real live version of N8N. Super solid. So we have this message that came up that said your service is live. You see that in your logs, that's good. It's gonna be followed by all this other information coming through. Don't stress too much about what it is, but basically it's just porting over the important stuff over to Supabase. So we're following the school guide here. It's gonna say after you get that message that your service is live, you can go over to Supabase and you can check and make sure that information is coming in. So we're right here on our main project file, you're gonna do something super easy. You're gonna go over here in the left tab, you're gonna go to database. And look at here, now we have some information coming through. You're gonna go to tables. If you go to tables, you're gonna have information coming through just like this. This is gonna be the data that's important for storing all of our workflow and user accounts in our own version of N8N. And if you can scroll up here to table editor, you'll kind of see all these other different things, all these other different tabs. Don't worry about too much about what they are, what they do. Just know that they're important. You don't have to do too much to them. So cool, now the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's check out our version of N8N that's now running on our local server. To do that, if you're on render, you just click your little link right here. This is gonna be your link. You can use it whether you're on your own computer, if you're on the computer, if you're on your mobile phone, you can load this up on your mobile phone. So now we're just gonna make an account. I'm just gonna use my basic Yahoo email right here, my first name. Now I want you to notice that you're setting up an owner account, okay? You're setting this up as if you are the owner. You're basically gonna be like the admin of your own version of N8N. So just make a quick password you'll remember. You're gonna press next. You can just kind of flip through this information, nothing crazy. So here's something you want to do. Look at this. You're gonna say get paid. It's gonna tell you a message, get paid features for free forever. Go ahead and do this. It's gonna send you a license key to the email you have plugged in. Press send me a free license key. You wanna go ahead and get ahead of this step. Now before we jump in and start doing automations, you're gonna get that license key from your email. You're gonna go down here to the settings at the bottom left. You're gonna be greeted with this tab, okay? Now you're gonna have usage and plan. It's gonna say you're on the community edition. Great, awesome. You're gonna press right here where it says enter activation key. Now, you're gonna go to your email, get the license key N8N sent you. Once you have that activation key, you're just gonna paste it right in here. It's gonna look something like this. Just go ahead, click activate, and you'll be good to go. All right, so now that just basically took some limitations off that the out-of-the-box version actually comes with, but you pretty much have no limitations. So now you have your own version of N8N running on a live server that is going to be able to host all of your automations completely for free. So with that being said, what can we do with this now? Now we can go and start learning N8N if you don't know N8N. If you've already used it in the past, everything you've been able to do in the past, you can now do here. It's got the same exact functionality. So if you get into the settings here, you'll actually notice there's actually some pretty cool features you can do on your own version of N8N. You can actually invite other users to your own server of N8N. Now this is going to be great for the future. If you're building out systems for clients to use, you can have them sectioned out to where they're only seeing the automations that are relevant to them. Whereas you, as the owner of the server, you'll have the broad view overlooking all the automations you've built. Wanted to go ahead and knock this out super quick for you guys. That way going forward, when you're going to start learning how to use N8N and building your own automations, you don't have to worry about paying any sort of monthly service fee for it. Okay, now it's time to make money. It is absolutely crucial for you to get your first paying client. Now that you have N8N running on your own server, we can go ahead and start running cold email campaigns and getting AI agents to cold call prospects for you 24/7. And there's so much more you can do with this. The use cases are, well, endless. If you want more of a step-by-step guided experience, go ahead and join the free school community. It's free for now, but it will be paid at some point. If you join right now, it's free for life. That's gonna be it for today's video, guys. I really appreciate your time. We're gonna be going over cold calling and cold emailing up next.